home to become a singer, money and stardom were not an issue. Being a singer was what I wanted to do, you know. And so as long as I'm singing, I feel like I'm succeeding fine.
For more than 20 years, Linda Ronstadt's success has been more than fine. In the late 60s and 70s, with her sultry soprano voice, Linda became rock and roll's new sweetheart with a string of #1 hits. Her most popular, Blue Bayou. At 41, Linda's also proven to be one of the most versatile singers of our time, and she surprised her fans in 1984 with her torchy ballads.
What's new?
Why have you decided to venture into so many different styles of music?
I have very eclectic taste, I guess, but what it really gets down to is that all that music was in the living room. My grandfather wrote an arrangement to Pirates of Penzance in the late 1800s. I've got it in his own handwriting, you know, I've the cornet part. My mother was a Gilbert and Sullivan freak. She had a big book of Gilbert and Sullivan, always on the piano. There's a couple of other things that are still there in the living room, under the couch or under the chair. I may pull them out one of these days and put them on a record.
Linda Ronstadt's career has taken her from rock and roll to big band, and now to her latest concert tour called Canciones de Mi Padre, Songs of My Father, taking her home to her Mexican roots.
Ya no me cantes cigarra, que acabe tu sonsonete.
Linda's sold-out concerts are filled with music her Mexican-German father used to sing to her while growing up in Tucson, Arizona. What's special for you about this music?
Well, I think that it's because I get to do what's the most me, you know, what is the most authentically an expression of my own heart and soul, and it makes me feel the most at home.
So what's your father think about all this?
Well, he's delighted. I mean, I finally made a record he can stand and listen to, you know. He's not really, you know, I mean, he liked the other music, but he's not really a rock and roll fan. He loves the Nelson Riddle stuff. But, I mean, again, for him and for me, this is where we come from. I mean, this is our heredity, you know. So, and these are the songs that he always sang in Spanish, more in Spanish ever than in English.
On past tours, Linda has battled stage fright, but this one has her more relaxed, even though it's harder for her to memorize the lyrics, because she doesn't speak a word of Spanish.
I don't speak Spanish. No, I don't. I can speak more now than I can't really carry on a decent conversation. When I started this project, I spoke almost zero. It's still hard for me to memorize the songs, because even though I can see the images and I know what every single word and every little nuance is, I know what it means. But if a thought occurs to me in English when I'm singing on the stage, I'm distracted, I'm dead. I can't remember what the next line is. It was 3 years of real hard work to get ready to make this record. It was 3 years of working solidly. You know, I drove around in my car with records. I studied them. I'd put things on cassette, and I'd go over a phrase over and over and over again, you know, 20 times a day, you know, for 3 weeks, you know, until I'd learn that one little line, and they would help me with my pronunciation and stuff like that.
Well, it's never too late to learn the conversation side, though.
Well, I'm working on it. I need a Mexican boyfriend. That's what I need.
See if I can help you out. I have a cousin or two.
Taking applications.
I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie.
Linda loves to talk about her music, but not her private life. In the late 70s, her sex kitten good looks graced the covers of Time and Rolling Stone, and soon her private life became public knowledge. The press began scrutinizing her appearance and her love life. Linda has never married, but was linked in the past to former Governor Jerry Brown of California, actor Albert Brooks, and recently movie mogul George Lucas. Linda's known for her independence, and her music has always been a top priority. You said once that you wanted to become the world's greatest Mexican singer. Are you there yet?
No, I'll never be the world's greatest, because Lola Beltran is the world's greatest Mexican singer, period, you know. And there's a couple of them behind her, you know, so, and I mean, I said that, I can remember saying that when I was about 21. And, you know, it's just one of those things that you say, like, what do you want to do? I mean, that was what I really wanted to do. I wanted to sing Mexican music. I was singing rock and roll. And I liked it, okay, but I really was dying to sing Mexican music, and I was just dying for an opportunity to learn.
No matter what she's singing, Linda's passion for her music is obvious. She says her Mexican music is the most fulfilling of her career. But don't expect it to stop there. Linda may just keep on surprising us. For who knows what will turn up under the living room couch.
So is rock and roll in your past now?
No, I love rock and roll. I mean, the music that I sang I liked, and I'm not going to not like it anymore. I mean, there's some wonderful stuff. It really depends on the songs, you know. Is there a song that really inspires me and tells my story in some kind of way that I have to tell? You have to. The songs choose you. You know, you have to hear a song that makes you not sort of like, well, maybe we could record that. You know, we use a piano and a guitar. It's like, I have to record that or I'll die.